So I want to talk a little bit about this new interesting thing I learned about the lie that a lot of these new woke shows are popular. The lie that shows like Rings of Power or a lot of shit on Disney Plus or Velma on HBO Max. You keep hearing from, especially from these fucking shill websites and news articles, that these shows are popular, that they're well received, that they're inexplicably getting new seasons, despite the fact that everybody's furious about the very existence of these shows like Velma or any of that, right? And I learned that there is in links in the description, because I'd like you to watch a video about this that's a little bit more in depth than I plan to go on. I plan to be short on this, but linked in description, this guy named Disparu, who's like a nerdrotic or a geeks and gamers type guy, right? Guy who talks mad shit about nerd bullshit, right? He tracked down who is the source of this claim that shows are popular. Well, you may be seeing a lot of this weird new word, not most watched, not has great ratings or whatever, but you see this phrase in demand. And what does in demand mean? In demand means a show is being talked about and nothing else. It's being Google searched. It's being videos are being made about it on YouTube, or blogs are mentioning it, or it's being shared on Twitter or something, right? So when something's getting a lot of this, it's in demand. But the thing is it really in demand, or is it just getting a lot of conversation about it? Apparently these people think that there's no such thing as bad publicity for one of your shows. So who is saying this? Well, every single time that this guy Disparu had found somebody using this in-demand phrase in a news article, they were citing a source called Parrot Analytics. The problem is, well, what I say, what is Parrot Analytics rating something as in demand? It's just when something's being talked about. And as you know, shitloads of people were talking about shows like Rings of Power. Oh, Lord, them rings. Yeah, that show. Or fucking Velma especially, right? Everybody heard about Velma. But did anybody really watch it? Well, HBO Max didn't tell us. Nobody told us how many people exactly were watching Rings of Power. However, Disparu noted they made a mistake. Another one of these goddamn woke cape shit shows came out, Gotham Knights, right? The problem is Gotham Knights is on network television. And therefore, Gotham Knights has ratings that are out. And fucking nobody's watching Gotham Knights. Fucking nobody's watching that show at all. And Gotham Knights ratings were consistently worse than Batwoman. Remember Batwoman that was on the CW? Even, Batwoman, at least in its first season, was getting over 1 million viewers. Fucking Gotham Knights is not getting 500,000 viewers. So it means, in these days with nobody watching TV, getting 1 million viewers isn't actually terrible viewership anymore on television, because nobody fucking watches TV. But less than 500,000 is. Less than 500,000 is bad. You're guaranteed to be watching YouTube videos from some fucker playing Minecraft who's getting more watches than that. Getting better ratings, technically, than that. Right? So, I have to reiterate to you something that this guy Disparu probably won't, which is, get what go broke is a lie. Companies will frequently spend unheard of amounts of money to make a piece of shit that nobody likes and nobody watches, and then fake like it's a success, and then keep doing it. If this was something that could actually cause a company to go broke, or to, stop doing this shit, they would have stopped already. Because woke hasn't sold dick for years. And yet you got Amazon spending over $1 billion to make a fucking critically panned pile of dog shit like Rings of Power. And then they're not going to stop doing shit like that. HBO Max is not going to stop doing shit like Velma. And even if they stop specifically doing Rings of Power, or stop specifically doing Velma, they're not going to stop making shit like that has the same purpose as shows like that, which is not to entertain you, but it is to either brainwash you or what's the word I'm looking for? Disenfranchise you, to demoralize you is the word I'm looking for. You've certainly heard the term demoralization, especially if you've ever heard of Yuri Bezmenov and his description of how the communist agenda infects societies. And woke, again, is just another flavor of communism. Just like so is feminism, so is critical race theory. All of this shit is part of the dude agenda. And the dude agenda, and I don't mean guy, I mean a word you can't say on YouTube that applies to a specific ethnicity that you're not allowed to really say anything negative about. But the agenda of these people who run Amazon, who run HBO, who run all this, all basically all of media, including YouTube, including Facebook, including Twitter, all this shit. These people, their goal is to demoralize you, and part of demoralizing you is by putting out this woke bullshit that is you're supposed to hate it, you're supposed to be furious about it, it's supposed to basically supplant and destroy your culture. Now, it's not just nerd culture, it's political culture, it's masculinity, take whatever angle you want of it. These are not separate topics with separate enemies of these things. They're all connected. It's basically everything that is Western, everything that is white, everything that is cool is being replaced by everything that is woke, everything that is racist towards people like us, and it is meant to demoralize you, to humiliate you, and to take away from you the shit that you enjoy so that you're upset, that you're angry. Okay? And also to bolster the confidence of your enemies. So that's about all the time I want to take on this topic. But if you'd like more in-depth descriptions and breakdown of how these streaming services lie and say that their show is a success when it's absolutely objectively not a success, I urge you to watch the video that's in the link in the description. This Disparu guy, he's pretty cool. Now, I only watch so much of this nerd rant bullshit myself, but I definitely watched this video all the way through because it's fascinating getting actual, deets and receipts on this is how they're doing it. This is how they're fucking lying. But the conclusion I want you to come to is that you can't just expect something to go away because it doesn't make a company any money. Because these companies that are making this shit can afford to piss money away on this kind of shit. It's something called like vanity projects. For instance, you're watching this video probably on YouTube. YouTube has never made a red fucking cent for anybody who's ever owned it. It's a money sinkhole. It's a vanity project. Because no matter how many ads they put on it, no matter how they try to monetize it, it's too expensive to run YouTube for it to ever be financially profitable. Okay? So why does a company continue to run it? Because everybody fucking loves YouTube. Everybody wants YouTube to continue to exist. YouTube is useful for a number of reasons outside of just making money to a number of different people. Okay? So YouTube has continued to exist since 2005 or something, without ever making any money. So how come YouTube hasn't, gone broke and gone away? Why exactly? So why has Disney not stopped doing the shit they've done when their movies aren't really making that much money? When even the ones that do make money make way less than they could make, and then so many of them are actively losing tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars. But Disney isn't going broke, are they? No, because Disney's one of the biggest mega corporations on the planet Earth. They have tens and tens of billions of dollars, and they can afford to piss 200 million of it here and there on something that's worthless. They can afford to tank their stock price like they did this week by like 50%. They'll bounce back. They've done it multiple times. Because every time I ever hear somebody talking about Disney's stock price, they're saying it tanked. And then the next time they bring up saying it tanked, they're saying, oh, it's down from an all-time high 6 months previously. Well, a year ago you said it tanked. Why aren't they going broke? Why exactly? So, thanks for watching.